Hey there, everybody. I am excited today to be joined by Clinton, the founder of Dedupely. Clinton, welcome.
Hey, well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining. So, Clinton, I know you founded Dedupely in 2014, but as we started talking, you were telling me about how you're not just the founder and the CEO, you wear a ton of hats. So tell me a little bit more about how you got to founding and creating Dedupely and what you're doing now and what some of those hats are.
All right, sure. Yeah. So since I was young, I've been really like entrepreneur at heart, and I've loved tech since I was like 13 years old. So when this opportunity came along, it was actually one of my business coaches that kind of said, "Hey, I have this problem in my CRM, and right now I've got somebody actually doing it by hand, and it takes forever, and and it's kind of a pain for us, right?"
Mm-hmm.
So he said, "Why don't you create this plugin for my CRM? And if you want, I can show you how to market it and find other customers as well." Being my business coach, he wanted to push me along, kind of just to show me how to start something, right? So I built a launch page, and we got a whole bunch of people that were like, "Hey, we need this right now. Like, you have it," right? It's like,
yeah.
And at the time we were like, "Okay, well, give us a little bit of time," because they were still developing it. So just the demand from that, kind of pushed us to start building it, and we started adding more CRMs and getting the word out a little bit more. But the team is like really small, and I have a kind of a passion for doing all the marketing, and I have a passion for sales, and I have a passion for writing and also coding as well. So I've done a huge bulk of a lot of everything over the past few years, and it wasn't until a few years ago I started hiring people and getting some staff in as well. So
Awesome.
So yeah, it's kind of the story of the startup of Dedupely.
Yeah, and what I love is like the need and the pain is just so clear. If you've ever used the CRM, you've experienced the pain of duplicate contacts, and to have a tool that can even just speed up the process of getting rid of those duplicates and cleaning up your data is just absolutely huge. So tell me a little bit about kind of what a day in the life of a Dedupely user looks like in terms of how they're using the tools, what kind of time it takes for them to get in there and fix their duplicates, things like that.
Okay, so first of all, the pain is like, well, okay, I'm using let's say HubSpot, right? And I want to get my sales team on all these leads we have. So I've imported customers from Twitter, well, leads, right? From Twitter, LinkedIn, my CSV list, my imports, and all those things. And now I have a bunch of duplicates that I'm really nervous that my salespeople are going to start making really embarrassing mistakes. So I'm going to go into Dedupely, synchronize my data, and it's going to give me a list of all of the duplicates I can find. I'm going to have a few options on, if I want to duplicate if I want to find matches by email, by first and last name, depending on my data, right? And okay, so from there, it's fairly easy. You get like a list of all your duplicates. You can merge by hand if you want to, but usually if you're in a rush, just going to hit, do some bulk merges to make sure this works properly. Then you're just going to want to merge them all at once eventually. And it's going to take like about, well, depending on your data, about half an hour, you're going to be in Dedupely. So.
Awesome. And then pushes right back into HubSpot.
Yeah, it does it all. It does it like that. There's no exports or imports of CSV files. It's just, it connects directly to your CRM account.
Yeah. And I've experienced that pain so personally in not even just contact records, company records, where I'm trying to look and get background on a client that we've worked with or something like that. And I look in there and the data isn't there. And I have to spend so much time going and finding another record, figuring out how many duplicate records there are, because a lot of times it's not just 2, sometimes there's 5 or 7
or sometimes it's by it, there's records that have been added and they have the name, it's not the correct name, or the phone number has been placed someplace differently or whatever, right? So
yeah, absolutely. So if someone is looking to get started with Dedupely, what are the next steps? And then what does it look like? Like, what does that setup look like for them in terms of actually getting going?
Okay, so the setup is actually pretty straightforward. Just go to like the link that you have in the article. There should be HubSpot, or no, sorry, Dedupely/Hubcast.
Yep.
And you sign up for a free trial. You'll just have to what's it called, log in with your CRM, which takes no time at all. And then from there you'll get a list of types of records that you want to import. So like if you have contacts, organizations, deals, you decide which ones you want to synchronize just to speed up the process a little bit. So maybe you want to just do contacts today, right? And you can always add them later. Like you can always add the other ones later. But if you want to just do contacts, just hit that, start synchronizing. And depending on how much data you have, it will just take a bit of time to synchronize all your data, just to, so we can actually look into, what duplicates you have. And then from there, it's ready to start looking for duplicates, and you should just have a default view at the start, and you'll see whatever we found by default, and then you can go and change things and play with it yourself.
Awesome. I love it. Well, Clinton, thanks so much for joining me, for laying all this out for us. If anybody has questions or wants to get in touch, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, the best way is actually go to our website, dedupely.com, and you can click on the chat and we'll be there to respond to your questions. Or you can also send us an email at help@dedupely.com, and same thing. We'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
All right. Well, thank you.